Welcome to Bikes, Boats, and Bivouacs. We're at the Newport Car Museum for Big Al. Let's check it out.
So, welcome in. We have just over 100 cars on display here. They're all located right on this floor and split into 7 galleries. Down at the end of the hallway, that's where you'll start. It's the middle of the museum with world cars. From there, you guys have the option to go left or right to check out the other galleries. There's Porsche, Ford Shelby, Mopar, Finn cars, all different types of cars from the 50s and up. But what we don't have is ropes, so we just ask not to touch, as well as go on the platforms the cars are standing on. Aside from that, pictures and video is totally welcome. We have a gift shop on your right here. And right around the corner to your left is the bathrooms. Okay. Now, when everyone's done, just find the Countach and you'll head right out this hallway.
All right.
That's about all I got.
I'm excited. Thank you.
Have a fantastic time. My name's Tim.
Big Al would love this. Yeah, he has enough of them.
Oh, interesting, Brian. Just one of the Mercedes Benz.
Well, pick out the one you want.
Convertible.
Which one do you want to take home?
This one. I always wanted one. Yeah, I could just see me driving that around. They are.
McLaren, man.
And of course, they never see the light of day.
So in this video of the Newport Car Museum, we're going to look at the world cars, which has international cars. We're going to look at Porsche. They have a gallery of just Porsche. And then we'll also look at the Corvettes. So that's what we'll concentrate on this video. Yeah, that's big right now, the matte finishes.
Yes.
If you want to see the American muscle cars, Ford Shelbys, and Mopar, check out the part 1 video, and I'll link it in the video right here. Of course, in the World Collection gallery, we have seen quite a few Mercedes, and of course, you know, quality built car with beautiful lines and great German engineering. So he has some really nice Mercedes sitting in the opening section of the museum. And Mercedes is not the only manufacturer you'll find in here. Here's an MGA. You'll also see some Volvos in here, and all in pristine condition. So really admiring this particular museum. And this collection is not just limited to, you know, older vehicles. As you see here, he has some relatively new automobiles in the museum, and they are just as magnificent. Here is the Acura. And if you're going to boast that you have world cars in your museum, you got to have a Lamborghini in there. And here it is. the Urkel car. Of course, I would certainly volunteer my time to take these vehicles out on the road and make sure they're running properly. I don't know if that is something they need help with, but I would certainly be up for the task and willing to drag the camper up there to take care of that for them. In the museum, there are several McLarens, and of course, they are extremely quick vehicles. I don't know how practical they are, but if you can afford one, it can just be a fun car. Jay Leno, he's a car collector also. He has quite a collection and lives primarily out on the West Coast. However, he did purchase a property in Newport, and I don't see any of his cars here. This is Bowerman's collection, but there's another car museum in downtown Newport. Maybe he has some on display down there. I'm not 100% sure, but he seems to buy properties near where there are awesome car museums. So I always hear people either say Jaguar or Jaguar. Put in your comments below the proper way to say Jaguar. Let me know if I'm saying it correctly or incorrectly. Now this is a gallery that's dedicated to Porsche and the the various versions of automobiles that they produced. So I'm going to just sweep through here so you can see the various models. I'm not a huge fan of these vehicles, although my brother had one for quite a while and he enjoyed running around in that. But it just, I don't know, that just, to me, there's prettier lines, and the artwork seems much nicer in the American muscle cars and fin cars back in the day. So if I had to choose just one to collect, I'm probably going to find that 58 Chevy Impala for the garage. Clearly, the museum owner is a fan of Porsche. He has quite a few in his collection, and they're all in pristine condition, and I'm sure he appreciates the engineering and the artwork that Porsche represents. So this section of the museum is dedicated to Corvettes, and it is quite a collection that he has in here of Corvettes. And one of our friends, a neighbor up the street who just recently purchased a camper, Gary, he has one in his garage. And you can find Corvettes that are extremely expensive, that are pristine like you would see in this museum. And you can find drivers out there, cars that if you just want to drive around, and go to shows and just play around with it relatively inexpensively. I've seen Corvettes priced anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000. So the Corvette might be a good car if you're just starting to think about restoring a car or getting something to kind of rat around on a weekend. you might be able to find your best deal on a Corvette, especially that 77 to 85 range. I think even some in the 90s. You can find them at a reasonable cost that don't need a ton of work to make them right. So just something to think about if you're a car enthusiast. I love a split window Corvette. I think that was either 62 or 63 with the split window. And the other year that I liked was 72. It's when the area where the taillights were notched inward instead of outward. So that was another year that caught my eye. So those would be the years of the Corvette that I would look at if I was going to collect one. As I'm sitting here thinking about, if I was going to put a museum together, what kind of cars would I have in the museum? Well, first, a 58 Impala has to go in there. That's my favorite. I would probably put a 70 Barracuda in there, a 65 Chevelle, a 70 Chevelle, a 66 or 65 Mustang, a 69 Mustang, a Fiat X19, which would be a sports car, a world car. I had one of those mid-engine. That was a fun car. So I'd probably put the Fiat X19 in there. And either, I think the Chevy Vega with the 8-cylinder. I would probably want to put something like that in the museum also. So that would at least start my collection. So anybody who wants to fund that, just let me know. Or if you have a suggestion for a car you think would look great in a museum, and you haven't seen it in this video or the part 1 of this video series, put it in the comments below so I can think about those. One other one that I thought might have to go in there is a Plymouth Roadrunner. And it wouldn't have to be one of the older ones. My one buddy from high school, Mike, he had a 77 Roadrunner, and we had a blast with that car in high school. So that would be another good one to add to our collection. And of course, with AI, we can build a virtual museum with anything we choose. Money would be no object in a virtual AI museum. And again, here you can see, one of the newer Corvettes in the museum. So, as I had mentioned earlier in the video, it's not necessarily that all these automobiles are from yesteryear, right? A lot of this collection is more current and features some of these really beautiful late model cars. This is their 2016s, 2023, I think we saw in there. So some of the late models, and he's still collecting to make his Corvette collection accurate.
They do have a nice gift shop also.
Now this is a pretty nice gift shop. They have lots of different things in here for you to consider, including clothing and hats and that kind of stuff. But they have an awful lot of vehicles in here of varying sizes. So if you're looking for stocking stuffers or you're looking for gifts for kids, all little kids love playing with cars and trucks. You should be able to find the exact model that you're looking for in this gift shop. It is a well-stocked gift shop with plenty of items to choose from. Here is a quote from the museum owners. You can pause the video to read the entire thing.
Hey, if you enjoyed this video or it helped you, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free, it helps me out a lot. So ring that bell, you'll be notified every time I put up a new video. And give the video a thumbs up. That helps it be seen by a wider audience. But more important than all that,
Go have some fun out there.
hey, thanks for watching.